Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Steen Sports Park for the first of our softball broadcasts here on mybasin.com this season as Henley opens up Skyline Conference play against the Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian Co-op. Alongside Mark McDaniel, I'm Matt Bowling. Henley coming off their second straight trip to the state championship game. Enter this matchup 3-2 with both of their losses coming against 5A opponents, Thurston and Canby. They've got wins over Wairika, North Bend, and another 5A team in Eagle Point. Klamath Union, meanwhile, 3-0 for the first time since the program was revived in 2015. They've got 3 wins over 3A opponents, 2 over Lapine and 1 over Sisters. You can say they were playing down, but that's still a strong start for a team that has a majority of underclassmen in their lineup. We'll go over the starting lineups here for you real quick as looks like we're just about ready to get underway, maybe a few minutes ahead of schedule. We'll start with Klamath Union. Leading off and playing shortstop, they've got the junior Dahlia Bonnell. Batting second and pitching is a freshman, Ella Hammond. Batting third and playing second base is another freshman, Seven Harris. Batting fourth and playing first base, they've got a sophomore, Alex Pinacho. Batting fifth and playing third base, making her high school debut is a freshman, Marley Reeves. Batting sixth and catching for the Pelicans is a junior, Anissa Jimenez. Batting seventh and playing center field is a freshman, Jocelyn Rice. Batting eighth and playing right field is a junior, Caitlin Fettinger. Batting ninth and playing left field is a freshman, Sayori Serrano Lopez. For Henley, leading off and playing first base, senior Anna Harper. Batting second and playing second base is the senior Samantha Moore. Batting third and pitching, junior Gracie White. Batting fourth and playing as the designated player, the junior Laylee Segura. Batting fifth and catching is the junior Belle Birch. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, senior Natalie Hudson. Batting seventh, playing third base, junior Jillian Vickery. Batting eighth and playing right field is a junior, Hayden Higgins. Batting ninth and playing left field is a freshman, Cosette Venegas. And playing center field for the Hornets today is a senior, Alana Benson. Once again, Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel, beginning our Henley softball coverage here on mybasin.com. I mentioned Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian forming a co-op this season. Klamath Union and Crosspoint Christian baseball had a co-op going last year, and Crosspoint Christian now has, for the first time in school history, their own baseball program starting off this season. So maybe softball looking at a similar path.
Yeah, Matt, I think KU and Crosspoint, Coach McCarty, she's working on rebuilding her program, and today you get to see a lot of this. They're 3-0, which is very good for their program. She's building it back. You got a lot of freshmen. You got 6 freshmen on the roster, and with only 2 seniors, so they're getting playing time now, so they're going to get better.
Our starting lineups, once again, were presented by Kyle's Lawn Care. So it's going to be Anna Harper to lead things off for Henley. Senior was first team All-State as an outfielder last year. And she will lead things off against the freshman pitcher, Ella Hammond. Hammond this season has started 2 games, is 1-0 with a 6.78 ERA. She's recorded 4 walks and 7 strikeouts. Harper, for her part, is tied for second on the Hornets with 5 RBI. She'll get things going here as we're just about to get underway. Henley has been undefeated in Skyline Conference play for the past 2 seasons as Harper sends that one deep into left field foul territory and over the fence. So 0-1 is the count to Harper, and she takes this one low for a ball. The 1-1 is drilled down the third baseline and foul.
Matt Henley has probably 9 athletes in their lineup that played in the state tournament championship game 2 years in a row, so they're formidable. We'll see how they are this year.
Harper hitting .368. And she gets ready for the 1-2. That one's low for ball 2. Here's the 2-2. That one sent back toward the left field wall and out of here. Anna Harper, a leadoff home run for Henley.
Pretty good way to lead off the game.
No doubt about it. And a great reception for Harper from her teammates at home plate. So this will bring up Samantha Moore, hitting .357 with 4 RBI so far. First pitch right down the middle for a strike. Moore was honorable mention All-State as an infielder, and she fouls this one off to go down 0-2. The 0-2 is outside. The 1-2 is upstairs. The 2-2. That's going to stay in
Nice
and
catch.
be caught for the out.
Nice catch.
That's Sayuri Serrano Lopez, the freshman, tracking that ball down, making the catch for the out. She attends Crosspoint Christian. So if they get their own team next year, she will not be with the Pelicans. First pitch is upstairs here to Gracie White. Upstairs and into the backstop. 1-0 is swung on and missed. White hitting .417 with 3 RBI this season. She's one of 2 Henley players so far to hit a triple. She takes this one low for ball 2. White was honorable mention All-State at first base, and she looks at ball 3 here. Henley returned 5 All-State players from last year's team, Mark.
That's amazing. Not too many teams in the state carry that.
This one is popped well behind us.
They definitely have experience.
And it's going to be a full count.
5 seniors on Henley's roster this year.
The 3-2. Ball 4. Gracie White walks. Laylee Segura hitting .438 with a team high 9 RBI.
Good hitter.
She and Natalie Hudson are the only Hornets to homer so far. Fouled off. And it's going to make it 1-1. Fun fact, there's no scoreboard here at this field at Steen Sports Park, so everybody looking very intently for the umpire's signals. The 1-1. Segura fouls this one right into the chain link. Sorry if that made anyone jump at home. I don't know if you could. I don't know if that hit within our camera field.
Yeah, right at us.
One-two to Segura. That one's low. Two-two the count to Segura with Gracie White at first base. Sends this one to short. This could be 2. And Segura beats out the throw to first. This will bring up Belle Birch. Hitting .231 with 3 RBI. Second team All-State at catcher. And she sends this one to the gap. It's mishandled. And out at second is Segura.
Ball was deflected by the second baseman to the shortstop for the out.
So Klamath Union able to limit the damage to 1 run in the first inning. Pelicans up to bat when we come back here on mybasin.com.
It starts to warm up outside, it's time to tackle your lawn. And Kyle's Lawn Care is who to contact. Kyle's been doing lawn care in Klamath Falls for over 9 years. He offers a variety of services designed to make your life easier. Kyle's Lawn Care offers weekly mowing jobs, which includes mowing, edging, and blowing off sidewalks, snow removal, big cleanup jobs, dump runs, and more. At Kyle's Lawn Care, they strive to give each job their all and go the extra mile to exceed their customers' expectations. To get an estimate, you can call or text 541-281-3623. Kyle's Lawn Care.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions. your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Gracie White making her 4th start in the circle for Henley this season. 2-0 with a 1.11 ERA, has walked 6 and struck out 16. Obviously, the departure of Annie Campos, 4A Pitcher of the Year, who threw 80% of Henley's innings last season, has left quite a hole to fill.
Yeah, you're going to miss Annie Campos. She's just such a competitor and a good teammate. But Gracie White pitched a lot this summer on her club team, which helped a lot. And it looks like she has a lot of confidence this year. I was talking to her before the game, and she says she feels good this year and she's hitting her spots. So I think Gracie's going to fill that role as best she can this year.
She'll face Dahlia Bonnell to start things off. She's hitting .333 with 2 RBI.
Here we go, Dow.
All right, Dow, start us off, kid.
Hi, Bell.
See what that bat can do, huh?
Home plate umpire taking a moment to introduce himself to Bell Birch.
Mr. Tim Murphy, he's done national level umpiring.
First pitch swung on and missed.
Got it, Dahlia.
0-1 upstairs. The 1-1 is popped up toward the gap and caught for the out. So up comes Ella Hammond, the pitcher, hitting .333 with 2 RBI. Upstairs and inside goes ball 1. The 1-0. Called strike.
Gracie White's repertoire on the mound comes in with a rise ball, a curve ball, a little changeup.
That one's low, ball 2. The 2-1 to Hammond is swung on and missed. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Let's go, Sammy. Come on now, Big Sam. Let's go, kid.
So now it's Seven Harris, another freshman. And she has been outstanding early this season for KU. She hits this
Nice
one
play.
to third where it's caught.
Diving catch by Jillian Vickery.
Call that a web gem. And it ends the first inning.
If she doesn't get that, I don't think they're going to throw her out at first. Nice play.
Henley up 1-0 as we head to the second here on mybasin.com.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
The Pacific Power Foundation donated nearly $70,000 in 2024 to organizations like Klamath Falls Gospel Mission, Klamath County Rotary Club, and Klamath County School District. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel as we get ready to start inning number 2. Henley up 1-0 thanks to a leadoff home run by Anna Harper. Freshman Ella Hammond in the circle for Klamath Union. It's going to be Natalie Hudson to lead off the second here for Henley. Hitting .364 with 2 RBI is Hudson.
Fun note for you, Matt. Natalie Hudson and her brother are also race car drivers.
Really?
They race cars in the summer over in Medford and around Oregon. So she's a race car driver as well.
Do you know that the type of cars, the configuration?
Late model. So her dad and brother build the cars and whatnot, and then they go race them.
The 1-0 is driven foul. The 1-1 to Hudson. Popped up and caught for the out. It's Dahlia Bonnell out there making the catch at short. Well, there was a wind blowing inward prior to this game. It's died down. But with the exception of Harper, Henley hasn't been able to get many balls deep, but right there, Jillian Vickery is going to have a stand-up double. That'll bring up Hayden Higgins, hitting .417 with 3 RBI. We'll have a chance to add to that total with Vickery in scoring position. Takes the first pitch up and in. Another one upstairs, ball 2. Higgins wasn't in the lineup to start last season for Henley, but worked her way into a pretty consistent role by the playoffs. She sends one into left field here, and this will score a run. Back-to-back doubles for Henley, and they double their lead, 2-0.
As you were talking, Hayden Higgins, last couple of years, she's been a middle infielder, and she found a place now playing in the outfield. So she worked, like you say, she worked her way into the lineup, kept working.
Cosette Venegas getting the start today and squares up a bunt that drops foul. She hasn't seen a ton of action. Only 5 plate appearances heading into this game, but hitting .500.
Yeah, talking to the coaches before the game, they're really high on her, especially being a freshman.
The 0-1. Low for a ball. The 1-1. Upstairs, ball 2. Hayden Higgins at second base. That one fouled off.
Matt, the Hornets are going to put the ball in play. The key here for the Pelicans is to make the routine plays and keep themselves in the game and give themselves a chance.
The 2-2 from Hammond is popped up into shallow right, and it'll get down. Venegas holds at first. Higgins holds at third, so runners at the corners for Anna Harper. Anna Harper led off this game with a home run. Chance to really break it open here if she can do it again. Takes the first one low, and Venegas will advance to second. So 2 in scoring position now for Anna Harper. The 1-0. Drilled into left field, and 2 runs will score for Henley. It makes its way to the fence. Anna Harper's going to try for 3. She's got the triple.
That ball was hit hard. Went to the wall.
So now a 4-0 lead for Henley with 1 out here in the top of the second. So back up comes Samantha Moore. And she sends the first pitch she sees to third. They're not going to be able to make the throw. Gracie White walked her first time up. She's got runners on the corners. First pitch upstairs will allow Moore to advance to second. Well, should have probably mentioned this at the start of the broadcast. As there's one drilled to the gap, it will get an out at first, but score another run for Henley. Should have mentioned this at the start of the broadcast, but Mark, you were an assistant coach for Henley for the last few years. You were, well, several years, actually. You making the switch from the dugout to the broadcast booth.
Yeah, it's interesting watching the kids play. You know, before the game, it meant a lot for them to come up and say hi to me, but it meant more to me, to them. But, you know, it's just good to work with the kids. They work hard. They got so much depth on this team that it was just a lot of fun. So to watch them still continue what they're doing, it's a thrill.
0-1 is fouled off by Lily Segura. I bring that up, Mark, to say that you probably know better than anyone. Once this team gets in a rhythm and they start getting hits, it can be pretty hard to stop them.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they hit the ball, they put it in play hard, and they're going to put pressure on you the whole game, so you got to match that intensity. So, you know, for them, I think the next step, it looks like to me, is just to gather that mental toughness now, continue through the year and into the playoffs. It's early in the year, but that they're going to be competitive.
1-2 is high. Haley Segura grounded into a fielder's choice her first time up. Pass ball will score a run. In from third comes Moore, and it's 6-0 Henley. Full count to Segura. Nobody on the bases. Popped into right and dropped. So the inning will continue. Belle Birch will look to keep things going. She was the third out of the first inning.
As a freshman, Belle Birch was all conference as a freshman at first base.
She looks at strike one here. I think we mentioned she was second team All-State last year at catcher. So position change didn't really bother her.
No. Starting 2 years ago, she started, actually was going to be our starting third baseman, but we needed to move some kids around, and we asked her if she could play first base, and she said sure. Her most natural position is catcher, but she could play anywhere for the Hornets.
Segura advanced to second on the last pitch. There's one upstairs for ball two. The 2-1 to Birch. Sent into right field, and that one's going to score another run. It's mishandled out there, and this will give Birch a chance for a triple. She's going to get there. RBI triple for Belle Birch. And the Hornets keep the rally going. I think Klamath Union's going to have a circle visit now. Well, they were able to hold Henley to 1 run in the first inning. But the Hornets have scored 6 here in the second.
They've hit some balls hard this inning.
So we've got Michaela Schroeder on as a courtesy runner for Birch. Natalie Hudson's going to try to drive her in. Schroeder, a freshman, was first team all-conference in volleyball, first team all-state in basketball. Really bright future for her.
Fun to watch in basketball.
Just an absolute monster in the paint. Teams could not match up with her on the boards. Popped up towards second and caught.
Good catch.
That'll end the inning. Henley up 7-0 as we head to the bottom of the second here on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
As a parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Bottom of the second here at Steen Sports Park. Klamath Union looking to answer after Henley scored 6 in the top half. Gracie White back to the circle after a 1-2-3 first.
Here we go, Alex. You got this.
Alex Pinacho gonna lead things off for the Pelicans. Hitting .444 with 5 RBI. First pitch, strike one looking. The 0-1. Outside for a ball. The 1-1 inside and up. Pinacho tied for the team lead for Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian with 3 doubles so far. It's her first at bat this game. She takes ball 3.
You got it, Alex. You got it.
3-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Full count. And another one fouled right into the chain link.
Was that one going to get you, Matt?
It was right in my line of sight, yeah. Would have gotten drilled if the chain link wasn't there.
But you didn't even flinch.
I did. You don't have to cover for me, Mark. It's all right.
Yeah, I got you.
Count still full. Sent to short, bobbled, and out at first.
Nice recovery. That ball rolled up her arm into the midsection, and she still was able to make the play.
Anna Harper nearly doing a split to keep her foot on the bag and get the out.
The Hornets infield has extensive experience. They've been together. This exact infield's probably been together. This is going on their 3rd year, so that experience will help later on in the season.
It's a 1-0 count to Marley Reeves, a freshman, making her high school debut. Swings and misses at strike 1.
She took a good cut there.
3 of Klamath Union's starters are out today. So Reeves and some others are stepping in to fill those spots. Reeves squares up a bunt, but won't beat out the throw to first. Quite a team to make your high school debut against, the returning state finalist who hasn't lost a conference game since 2022.
Yeah. Yeah, she put the bunt down. Belle Birch bounced out behind the plate and made a play.
Nisa Jimenez swings and misses. She was an all-conference goalkeeper for the Klamath Union soccer team. Her head coach, Sean Ferns, very excited to have her back next season.
It's neat to see some of these kids on both teams play multiple sports. It just gives them that high school experience. They'll remember this stuff till they get old, like me.
Yeah, Menes is a 3-sport athlete.
Wow.
Soccer, basketball, and softball. Takes the 0-2 up and in. The 1-2 is low. The 2-2, swing and miss, strike 3. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Gracie White. And we head to the third with Henley looking to build on their 7-0 lead here on mybasin.com.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
The Pacific Power Foundation donated nearly $70,000 in 2024 to organizations like the Lake County 4-H Association, Assistance League of Klamath Basin, and the UC Davis Foundation. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel as we head to the third inning. Ella Hammond back to the circle for Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian as they trail 7-0 here in the Skyline Conference opener for both teams. Seven, 8, 9 due up for the Hornets. Start with Jillian Vickery. Got to hit her first time up. It was the first hit of what turned out to be a 6-run second inning for the Hornets.
That's one thing about the Henley Hornets lineup is that they can hurt you throughout the lineup, not just some teams, you worry about some of their top 3-4 hitters, but Henley can put damage to you 1 through 9 basically.
And they bring a ton of experience from a lineup that was it was the same thing last year. They only lose 2 bats. I mean, that lineup was stacked. You even had players coming off the bench. Hayden Higgins was coming off the bench for Henley last season for a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's a good example. Hayden Higgins, she stepped right in the lineup now. Now she's hitting very well. So this lineup's going to be something that's going to have to be dealt with throughout the state come later in the season.
Vickery getting set to lead things off. First pitch, low and away. Here's the 1-0. Ball 2. The 2-0 is driven foul.
Ella Hammond, the Pelican pitcher, she's been throwing strikes. That's a good thing. So she's keeping the ball in the zone, making the Hornets put it in play. Not walking too many people.
This one sent to left,
Fair
and
ball.
it'll drop. It's going to be a stand-up double for Vickery. So up comes Hayden Higgins. Had an RBI double her first time up. This time she hits it to short. And the throw was not in time. So Higgins beating out the throw to first.
Good hustle.
Runners on the corners for Cosette Venegas. Takes the first one upstairs, and Higgins advances to second. Venegas had a hit her first time up. Has a chance to drive in a couple runs here. And she will. Into mid-right field. There was nobody there.
Good hustle.
And it's an RBI double for the freshman. Two RBI double, I should say. As it's now 9-0 Henley. And we're back to the top of the order. Anna Harper, 2 for 2 with 3 RBI. Sends it foul. Here's the 0-1. That's a strike. The 0-2 for Harper. That's in the dirt. Venegas to third. And Harper with a 1-2 count. Upstairs, ball 2. Harper checking the count with the umpire. As again, there's no scoreboard here. Another one back into the chain. I think that's about the third one that's hit right in front of us, Mark.
I guess we're sitting in the perfect spot.
Two-two the camera. Drilled to center and caught. Venegas is going to have to retreat back to third.
Coach White talking to Cosette Venegas at third base. On the ball hit like that, you should go back to tag. And he probably had a little conversation with the freshman.
That one was hit right to the center fielder, Jocelyn Rice.
Yeah, that was a rocket off
Really?
the bat of Harper.
So with one out, Venegas still at third. Back up comes Samantha Moore. fouls this one into the dirt. Moore 1 for 2 so far today. The 1-1. Just a little high, ball 2. Two one, another one high. That's ball 3. Three one. Popped up, and that's actually going to stay inside. But nobody's able to make a play on it. Full count. Another one foul. Full count to Moore, and she fouls one off again. Nearly hits Scott White at third.
He points to the infield to hit it that way. But this is what Henley hitters do. They'll stay alive, and then they get a good pitch to hit. That's the key to hitting, is just stay alive and get one you can drive up the middle.
This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss, dropped third strike, and the play at first is not there. The run comes in to score, and Megan McCarty needs to talk things over with her team.
Coach McCarty's coming out pretty quick.
So Samantha Moore reaches on a dropped third strike. And Cosette Venegas scores. That makes it 10-0 Henley with one out here in the top of the third.
But you know, Matt, the Pelicans, they're young right now, but it was a great opportunity for Coach McCarty to go out. You know, and she was probably a little stern with the youngsters out on the mound, but this is a great learning experience, and this will make them better.
So up comes Gracie White. The pitcher is 0 for 1 at the plate today. She looks at strike one. Oh, 1-2 the count to Gracie White. That one's high.
Don't be afraid to throw that ball, Niece. You can
The 2-2.
That's
Popped up to center and caught.
Catch. Good catch.
For out number 2. Brings up Laylee Segura. 0 for 2 today. That ball's in the dirt.
Nice stop, Lisa. There you go.
The 1-0. Upstairs and inside. That one was about eye level for Segura.
Yeah, normally back in the last couple of years, she liked to hit that ball, but looks like she's got a little discipline now.
Strike one looking.
Lele Segura, she came up big the last couple of years, a couple of times in the playoffs with big hits. Good hitter.
2-1. That'll drop into shallow center, and looks like the runner's going to hold up at third. So Segura keeps the inning going and brings up Belle Birch. Birch 1 for 2 with an RBI as Ella Hammond pauses to tie her shoe. It was an RBI triple for Birch her last time up. Sends this one to short, and Bunnell is there to get the out at second. We head to the bottom of the third with Henley up 10-0 here on mybasin.com.
It starts to warm up outside, it's time to tackle your lawn. And Kyle's Lawn Care is who to contact. Kyle's been doing lawn care in Klamath Falls for over 9 years. He offers a variety of services designed to make your life easier. Kyle's Lawn Care offers weekly mowing jobs, which includes mowing, edging, and blowing off sidewalks, snow removal, big cleanup jobs, dump runs, and more. At Kyle's Lawn Care, they strive to give each job their all and go the extra mile to exceed their customers' expectations. To get an estimate, you can call or text 541-281-3623.
Gracie White back to the circle for Henley as the Hornets lead 10-0 here in the bottom of the third. Alongside Mark McDaniel, I'm Matt Bowling. Henley on their way to their 29th straight Skyline Conference win.
It's remarkable, Matt, you bring that up. As far as OSA records go back to the years 2013-14, Henley Hornets have won the Skyline Conference every year, or at least tied for it. But I think it's even been further back than that they've won the Skyline Conference. That's something to be said for that.
Just complete domination. And that spanned through multiple head coaches.
Yes. Yeah, Bobby Mick and Brian Stock and
Rice, the freshman, pops out to third on the first pitch. One pitch, one out. You will certainly take that if you're a pitcher.
Absolutely. I mean, the key is efficiency. I mean, if you can get ahead on the first pitch of the at-bat, that's huge. And to get an out, minimize pitches.
Brings up Caitlin Fettinger. She takes ball one. The 1-0. Called strike. The 1-1. Sent to the gap and caught by Moore. So we head to the 9-hole with Sayuri Serrano Lopez. Watches the first pitch go in the dirt. Serrano Lopez, one of the Crosspoint Christian representatives in the Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian co-op. She also plays basketball, was part of a Warriors team that made the playoffs for the first time in program history this season.
There was a lot of competitive basketball in the Basin this year.
And you look at Crosspoint Christian specifically, as there's ball 3. Boys won their first ever Mountain Valley League championship. Girls making their first ever playoff appearance. As Serrano Lopez draws a 4-pitch walk, and that's the first base runner of the day for the Pelicans. So we're back to the top of the order with Dahlia Bonnell. Takes strike 1. She flew out to second her first time up. The 0-1 is low. Throw to first is off the mark. A bit of an uncommon situation with Crosspoint Christian. I mean, it forms from the merger of 2 other schools, Hosanna and Triad.
Yes.
Opened in 2020 during the heart of the pandemic. Had to overcome a lot just to get things off the ground.
Yeah, and I know that, like you said, that their baseball team is now, they got a baseball team this year. I've talked to a few people in the community in the last few years that they had a crop of youngsters that were coming up. Well, they're here now, so it's good to see Crosspoint at least have a baseball team. Maybe in the future they'll have a softball team, hopefully.
You know, last week we had their head coach, Casey Grimes, and one of their seniors, Chase Connect, on our radio show, Ballin' in the Basin. Great interview with them detailing kind of how the program came to be as Bonnell strikes out to end the 3rd inning. We go to the 4th with Henley up 3-0, or 10-0 here on mybasin.com.
It starts to warm up outside. It's time to tackle your lawn. And Kyle's Lawn Care is who to contact. Kyle's been doing lawn care in Klamath Falls for over 9 years. He offers a variety of services designed to make your life easier. Kyle's Lawn Care offers weekly mowing jobs, which includes mowing, edging, and blowing off sidewalks, snow removal, big cleanup jobs, dump runs, and more. At Kyle's Lawn Care, they strive to give each job their all and go the extra mile to exceed their customers' expectations. To get an estimate, you can call or text 541-281-3623. Kyle's Lawn Care.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Ella Hammond back to the circle for Klamath Union. As we get set for the top of the 4th, Pelicans trailing 10-0. Hammond has thrown 80 pitches through the first 3 innings, faced 23 batters. You compare that to Gracie White pitching for Henley, who has thrown 37 pitches, faced 10 batters. White will face Natalie Hudson to lead things off here in the fourth. She's 0 for 2, and she pops this one up to third. It's caught. So quickly.
Pinch hitter.
It is Michaela Schroeder pinch hitting for Jillian Vickery. Now, she reportedly has a really good bat, but she's kind of splitting some time early this season between the JV and varsity, which, again, Mark, speaks to just how stacked this Henley lineup is.
Yeah, talking to Coach Moore before the game, you got some freshmen like Michaela Schroeder or Ollie Birch, and if they're not going to get at-bats here at the varsity level, you want them to get those at-bats at the JV level, so that's why they're coming back and forth, and this is a good opportunity for Michaela Schroeder to get a varsity at-bat.
Michaela Schroeder does have 3 at-bats with the varsity team so far this season. She's got 1 hit. Swings and misses at strike 1 here. Schroeder drills this one past the circle and into center field. And the freshman is aboard. So that'll bring up Hayden Higgins. 2 for 2 with an RBI. Popped to first and caught for out number 2. Looks like we've got another pinch hitter.
Hollingsworth.
Riley Hollingworth, the freshman. Hollingsworth making her 7th plate appearance of the season. She's got 4 hits, 3 RBI. One on, 2 out for Hollingsworth as she looks at ball 1. One 0. Outside, ball 2.
Riley Hollingsworth is a pitcher, one of the future potential bright pitchers for the Hornets in the future.
She's made a few appearances for Henley. Now she drills this one down the first baseline. And they're going to send Schroeder home. So there's the 4th RBI of the season for Riley Hollingsworth. And it puts Henley up 11-0. And another pinch hitter for the Hornets as
Faith Tucker.
Scott White is looking to empty his bench here. It's the senior Faith Tucker. And this will be just her 2nd plate appearance of the season. As she hits for Cosette Venegas. Or rather, she hits for Anna Harper. Two out and a runner on second for the Hornets. Tucker swings and misses, strike one. The 0-1 is called strike two. Oh-2 outside. Sent foul. Swing and a miss, strike three, and that will end the inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Henley up 11-0 here on mybasin.com.
Parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
Gracie White still in the circle for Henley as we get ready to start the bottom of the fourth. The Hornets up 11-0. White has struck out 3 and walked 1 so far. And will face her counterpart, Ella Hammond, to get things started. That one low in the dirt. Some defensive substitutions for Henley corresponding with the pinch hits. Michaela Schroeder now playing Riley Hollingsworth in left field. One, the count to Hammond. Ball 2. Hammond struck out her first time up. She's got a 2-1 count here. Swings and misses, strike 2. Payoff pitch for White. It is lined foul. Two once again for Gracie White, and she strikes her out looking.
Good location on that pitch on the outside corner.
Fourth strikeout of the game for White. And it brings up Seven Harris. Harris swings and misses. Lined out third, her first time up. Strike two looking.
Come on now, big.
Now you see it. Here we go, Tim. You can do it.
Payoff pitch for White is called strike three. So Alex Panacho will look to keep the inning alive for the Pelicans. Grounded out to short her first time up. Sends this one right to the circle. It deflects off of White, but there to make the play and get the out at first is Samantha Moore. Sometimes you just get lucky, Mark, and Henley got a pretty lucky bounce there.
Yeah, that ball was smoked. Always scary when the ball's hit up the middle towards the pitcher, but she deflected it, and Samantha Moore made the play.
So we head to the fifth inning. An 11-0 lead for Henley here on MyBasin.com.
MyBasin.com, we bring you the power of local radio,
the pace and reach of social media,
the information of 24-hour news,
and the excitement of local sports.
We do this with a team of radio professionals that is second to none.
Klamath Falls is a community that we love and a place that we are proud to call home.
Klamath Falls deserves a media group that is as committed to you as you are to Klamath Falls.
MyBasin.com is your go-to place for news,
sports, events, and everything going on at home in Klamath Falls.
Samantha Moore getting set to lead off the fifth for Henley. The Hornets can score 4 runs this inning. That would end the game by run rule. Moore 1 for 3 today. Has struck out once. First pitch swung on and hit to shallow center left. And Moore gets things started with a base hit. Gracie White 0 for 2 with an RBI, has also drawn a walk. Pops this one deep left and caught for the out. Serrano Lopez tracking down another one. That's going to hold Moore at first. Looks like another lineup change coming.
Yeah, Alana Benson.
Alana Benson, the flex, is hitting for Laylee Segura, designated player.
Eliana Benson has a twin sister who participates in cross country.
Takes the first pitch for ball one. This will be Benson's 7th plate appearance of the season. She's got 2 hits, 2 RBI. Takes ball 2. 2-0 is low, and to second base goes Moore. Benson getting some words from Scott White before she takes the 3-0. Strike looking. Moore advances to third. So Benson goes from having a runner at first to having one at third, and she will drive her in. It's an RBI for Alana Benson. Makes it 12-0 Henley.
Alana Benson has a lot of speed. I don't know if the shortstop was going to throw her out anyway.
First pitch to Birch is popped into center and caught for out number 2. So bring up Natalie Hudson, still looking for her first hit today. She's got 1 on with 2 out. First pitch swung on and fouled. Nearly pegged Schroeder in the on-deck circle.
Got to be ready over there.
Hudson calls time. Well, even if Henley can't, drilled to left and
Nice catch.
Caught.
Again.
Serrano Lopez has made some nice catches out in left field today.
Yes, she has.
And she ends the inning with that one. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th here on mybasin.com.
The cars we drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Reeves, Jimenez, and Rice due up for Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian here in the bottom of the 5th. What I was getting ready to say before the inning ended, Mark, is that even if Henley couldn't get to 15 runs, they still just need to hold the Pelicans to, I think, under 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th to end the game early with the 5-inning run rule.
That's correct.
Gracie White has done quite well in the circle so far. And she delivers strike one to Reeves.
She's hit her spots the whole game. She's been putting the ball pretty much where she wants to.
Swing and miss, strike two. The 1-2 is popped to short, and Hudson makes the catch for the first out. Brings up Anissa Jimenez. Struck out her first time up. Tips that one foul. The 0-1. Hit towards the gap, but Jimenez won't beat out the throw to first as Samantha Moore is there. So Jocelyn Rice trying to extend the game for Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian. 2 out, nobody on for the Pelicans as Rice takes strike one. The 0-1 is fouled. Payoff pitch here for Gracie White. Chance to end the game. She puts it in the dirt. The 1-2. Hit foul down the first baseline. The 1-2. Strike three, game over. It's a 5-inning no-hitter for Gracie White as Henley opens Skyline Conference play with a 12-0 run rule win over Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian. Matt Bowling here alongside Mark McDaniel. We'll take a break, get you your final stats when we come back. Don't go away just yet. We got a little bit more for you here on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
It's a 5-inning run rule win for Henley to open Skyline Conference play against Klamath Union Crosspoint Christian. Hornets move to 4-2 on the season. Pelicans suffer their first loss. They're now 3-1. Before we get to the final stats, we want to award our Pacific Power Play of the Day. And I'm thinking back to Jillian Vickery with a web gem at third base, I believe in the first inning. And that turned out to be what helped Gracie White get a no-hitter. It would not have been a no-hitter if she had let that one get by her.
Yeah, if she doesn't catch that, they aren't going to throw the girl out, so it would have been a base hit. So, absolutely.
Gracie White, we'll go into the stats here. Gracie White in the circle, pitched all 5 innings. No hits, walked 1, struck out 6. Only threw 58 pitches, faced 16 batters. Really good outing for her. Looking at the batting lineup for Henley, Anna Harper, 2 for 3 with 3 RBI, including a leadoff home run in the first inning. Other RBI, Cosette Venegas had 2. And then this just illustrates, we've been talking about it all game, how stacked this Henley lineup is. You had Gracie White, Alana Benson, who was a flex play, came in as a flex player, Belle Birch, Hayden Higgins, and Riley Hollingsworth, who pinch hit for Venegas, all had 1 RBI. So that's 7 players with at least 1 RBI for Henley.
Yeah, they're deep. They're deep.
Yeah, no hits, no RBI to go over for Klamath Union, so that'll be it for our statistical recap. But Henley with a really nice outing. 12-0. They're actually their first shutout win of this. Well, second straight shutout win of the season. First in Skyline Conference play. As was their first action in a little over a week. They last played last Tuesday, wrapping up the North Medford Spring Break Tournament. Concluded with a 13-0 win over 5A Eagle Point. So pretty solid all around. I know sometimes when you have that long layoff, it can be kind of hard to get your rhythm back, but it didn't take Henley very long at all. They scored 1 run in the first inning, scored 6 in the second, and it was pretty much up from there.
Yeah, the Hornets, they you know they were going to be strong coming in this year. They have a lot of depth and experience. Now they're going to get into league play, so they're going to be hard to beat. I mean, they're going to be competitive. They're going to put pressure on other teams. The Pelicans, the KU Crosspoint Pelicans, they're going to grow. It's hard to play Henley without 3 starters, as you mentioned. So you put 3 starters into that lineup, and I think they're going to learn. They're going to grow. They'll get better. They got a lot of young athletes. So Coach McCarty, I think she's going to build it, and I think they'll be they'll surprise a couple teams in the league.
These teams will meet up next here at Steen Sports Park in 20 days on April 23rd. As for Henley, they will actually step back out of Skyline Conference play with a doubleheader against the Dalles Duffer Co-op this Saturday. And that's going to be the first time that's going to be played at Summit High School in Bend, so a neutral site doubleheader. It's going to be the first time those teams have faced each other since the 2023 state championship game, which the Dalles won. Mark, I know you were in the dugout for that one. What recollections do you have about that Riverhawks team?
Well, I mean, they were very talented. They had a good, they had a good pitcher in the circle. For these kids here up for Henley, a lot of these kids were on that team. So for them to go get to play against that team, I mean, you're going to have turnover with teams, but that'll be a good test because I think the Dalles is a top right now. I think they're top 5, maybe something like that. I haven't seen I think they're in the top 10 at least. So it'll be good test for the Hornets to see where they're at.
They're number 14 in the computer rankings, or probably higher in the coaches poll. Those computer rankings can be a bit odd the first few weeks of the season. Henley, for instance, is number 18 right now.
Yeah, well, I think that what Henley's does each year is you're playing 5A schools in the Medford tournament, which is very competitive to start the year. But I think Henley's going to show you throughout this year that they're going to get stronger, and the Dalles team probably is going to be very competitive as well.
So we will not have coverage of that doubleheader. We will resume our coverage next Tuesday when Henley resumes Skyline Conference play at Mazama. Until then, for my partner Mark McDaniel, I'm Matt Bowling. You've been watching Henley Softball on mybasin.com.